Can the police legally lie to you? Will they? Hi, I'm Jeff Hampton with the Hampton Law Firm. Thank you for joining us on our YouTube channel today. I'm going to talk exactly about that. Can the police lie to you? Is it legal to do it? Should you expect that they will do so? And by the way, if you wait around to the end of this video, I'll also give you a free ebook, What to Do If You Have Been Charged with a Crime in Texas. Okay, here's what happens. A detective calls you. Hey man, I need you to come down and answer a few questions. I've had an opportunity to speak to your buddy John, and John told me some things that I'm a little confused about. So why don't you come down here and clear it up for me? Now, first of all, let me just say this right out of the gate. Don't be foolish, okay? The worst thing for you to possibly do in this situation is to go down and actually talk to that detective. Talking to the detective will put you in the situation where they are going to lie to you. So right out of the gate, let me just tell you this. Take the fifth. Take the fifth. You don't have to answer their questions. Now, but let's say you do. Let's say hypothetically you don't make a smart choice and you decide, I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to take the fifth. I'm going to go down there and try to talk my way out of this because I'm innocent, right? Well, understand this. Here's what the detective can do to you when you go in to have this meeting. Let's continue this role play. They'll say, thanks for meeting me today. Here's the deal, man. I already know what you did. I already spoke to John. I followed up with him. He gave me a bunch of evidence that clearly points to the fact that you're the one that committed this crime. So it's going to really, the only real chance you have of avoiding going to jail or to prison is for you to just go ahead and tell me what really happened here. Go ahead and just tell me what took place. Now, this type of scenario is playing out all over the country right now with detectives and investigations where they're approaching people. The reality of it is, what if all that is being said is not true? Can the police legally tell you that and get away with it? Yes, they can. In fact, the United States Supreme Court has ruled in multiple court settings and in multiple jurisdictions, they have come out and said that lying to a suspect is a valid investigative technique. Okay, so in other words, the police can pretty much lie to you as much as they want to. Now, let me give you some examples. Here's some of the most common lies the police are likely to tell if you're in an investigation. Maybe an undercover police officer will lie to you about being a police officer. That's why it always blows me away when people say, no, be honest with me, man, are you a cop, right? Well, the police can lie to you. They're going to tell you that. So an undercover officer will tell you they're not, right? Number two, police can lie about having incriminating evidence against you. They can, just like I gave you as an example above, is that they can say, hey, listen, your buddy John already gave me all this. I already know all this. You better tell me now. Otherwise, it's going to go really bad for you. They can lie about that. Police can also lie about the severity of your sentence. Here's one. If you're not honest with me now, the judge could give you life. You better tell me now or things are going to go terrible for you. They can lie about that. The reality of it is they have no control over that at all. They have no control over what the judge is going to do or the prosecutor is going to do in an investigation, okay? Police can also lie about having an eyewitness to a crime. And this, I'm going to get into false confessions here in a minute, but this is the seed or the root of false confessions. They'll say, we have an 80-year-old grandma who was walking across the street who saw you breaking into that car. You say, I wasn't there. I didn't do it. Yeah, but she gave us everything. She described you to a T. She's even got video of it. You did it. The reality of it is the police can lie about that information to you. That many times can lead to false confessions. Police can also lie about their ability to get a search warrant. They may have no legal basis, no probable cause to obtain a search warrant. They can threaten you with that search warrant, trying to get you to give them consent. Police may also lie and tell you a conversation is, hey buddy, listen, let's talk about this off the record, right? There is no such thing as off the record with the police. Everything you say can and will be used against you if you start talking to a police officer. Police may also lie by telling you someone else has already confessed to the crime. Here's the thing. They can say, hey, your buddy, John already confessed to his role in all this, and he told us everything that was involved against you. He's going to testify against you. Best thing you could do right now is tell me, what did you do, right? So these are just a few of the examples. Here's the thing that people don't talk about. False confessions are a leading cause of wrongful convictions in the United States. And many times, many false confessions originate from police officers and detectives lying to them in an interrogation setting. And as a result of that, that leads to people saying things that just are not true. They end up confessing to things they didn't do. As an example, of the 375 DNA exonerations, according to the Innocence Project, false confessions contributed to almost 30% of those wrongful convictions. So you're talking about a false confession involved in 30% of wrongful convictions, according to the Innocence Project. So in order to secure a confession, police often ask if they already know that you're guilty as part of their interrogation, and they start off that type of interrogation with that statement. And so here's the most common one that they'll do. Hey buddy, listen, when you didn't know it, your buddy gave us a sample of your DNA. We've already tested it and we already had it come back positive. So your DNA is already showing that you were at the crime scene and that you were involved in this. So it'd be better for you to go ahead and admit to it now. They can lie about having that evidence, and it happens very frequently. So the problem with this is that these interrogation methods are just presuming that you're guilty. Under our legal system, you're supposed to be presumed innocent until proven guilty, but they're guilt presumptive. And as a result of that, they're not giving the opportunity for that individual to tell their side of the story, okay? And here's where it's really bad. Minors are particularly susceptible to false confessions. Young people are very vulnerable on this. They're not exactly sure what's going on. They're afraid of the police officers. The officer comes to them and starts telling them, hey, listen, we've got this evidence. It's better for you to just admit to it now. Listen to this. Of the 268 exonerees who were wrongfully convicted as children, 34% falsely confessed to the crime. You're talking about over more than a third of all the children who were exonerated under a wrongful conviction, they falsely confessed. Okay, so why am I going over this? How do you avoid being exploited by the police when they can lie to you about everything? It comes back to what I started with. Take the fifth, okay? Take the fifth, because you can't know for sure if everything the police officer is telling you is true. People want to believe the police officer is being honest with you, but they don't have to be according to the law. So listen, I didn't want to make this video about the Fifth Amendment, but you do have a Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. And if the best thing you can ever do in a situation like this is take the fifth and shut up. Don't say anything else. Leave it to them. Leave it to the state, the government, to be able to bring a case against you. Don't allow them to lead you down a road to try to obtain some type of false confession for something you did not do. Now, I want to thank you for joining us today. I promised you a free ebook, What to Do If You Have Been Charged with a Crime in Texas. Click down through the link. I'll be happy to send that over to you. And if you liked what you heard here today, like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'll send you over more great content just like this. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.